Zoro is one of the most charismatic character in One Piece. Zoro is downright inspirational and iconic character. His main motivation is to be the strongest swordsman in the world, so strong that even heaven reaches his name. So let's compare the goals between crew members of Straw Hats and find out the differences between the members of Straw Hats and what makes Zoro stand out as a character.
俺はオールブルーを見つけるために
あれは海賊王
俺は大剣豪
私は世界地図を書くために俺は優雅なる海の戦士になるためだ行くぞグランドレイン
There are only three characters whose goals directly correlates to them being strong. As the Sanji's goal to find all blue, Nami's to draw the map of world, Chopper's to cure every disease, and Robin's to find Rio Poneglyph doesn't actually require them to be strong. The three characters, first is Luffy, second is Usopp, and third Zoro himself. Usopp wants to be the brave warrior of the sea. The goal of Usopp is very vague and not precise. Luffy's goal is to be the king of pirates, which requires him to be strong, but his main goal is to find One Piece rather than to be strong. While Zoro's main goal is to be the strongest swordsman in the world, which is clear and concise. Zoro wants to be strong for the sake of being strong. He has no another ultimate goal. He just wants to be the strongest swordsman in the world. The true past of Zoro is unknown, where he has come from or who are his father and mother. But Zoro has always been competitive, as you can see. Some people are just born like that, with the mentality of competitor and winner. In real world, you can name some of the people such as Cristiano Ronaldo and Michael Jordan who are born with same mentality of competitor and winner. In Zoro's past, he is shown as Dojo Yaburi. Dojo Yaburi is someone who challenges a dojo and defeats its strongest member. He has already challenged a dojo and won before, which shows his insane competitiveness and drive to be strong. After challenging the dojo, Zoro fights Kuina and loses to Kuina in an easy fashion, but because he has that competitiveness, he vows to train and become stronger and defeat Kuina. People think that Zoro wanted to be the strongest after making the promise to Kuina. He always wanted to be the strongest, even before making the promise to Kuina, as you can see. The promise just made his conviction stronger. After he trains, he was even able to defeat adults, but he still loses to Kuina. So in a desperate fashion, he tries to fight Kuina with a real sword, and after some heated battle, Zoro still loses. But Kuina, even though she wins, she feels that because she is a woman, so Zoro will surpass her someday, and she can't be the strongest sword. Zoro then becomes mad and proceeds to say that Kuina has been his goal the whole time. And if someday he defeats her, then she will blame herself being a woman rather than due to his skill and hard work. Then Zoro and Kuina make promise that either she or him will be the greatest swordsman in the world. Then Zoro starts training again. While training, he receives the news that Kuina is dead. Zoro, who doesn't usually show his emotions, who tends to be a loner, shows his pure emotions during this period, which shows even though he puts up tough exterior, he deeply cares for his teammates and people around him. Then Zoro asks his master to give him the katana of Kuina and says he will be stronger for her sake too, so strong that his name reaches the heaven and reaches to Kuina. This is the time when Zoro's goal got true meaning and his conviction got even more stronger. After going on a journey with Luffy, During the Bharatiya arc, Zoro finally meets Dracul Mihawk. To be the best, you've got to beat the best, and to be the strongest, you have got to beat the strongest. Dracul Mihawk is the strongest swordsman known throughout the world. Zoro's goal to become the strongest swordsman after defeating the Dracul Mihawk seems so near. Zoro then proceeds to challenge Mihawk in a battle, and finds out the difference in strength between the strongest and him is like heavens apart.
これ以下の刃物は持ち合わせていないのだ。
人をバカにすんのも大概にしろ。死んで後悔すんじゃねえぞ。
胃の中の蛙よ、世の広さを知るがよい。
鬼。世界がこんなに遠いはずがねえんだ。
Zoro is then struck with a knife by Dracul Mihawk, but even with the knife nearly piercing his heart, he refuses to withdraw because he feels his promise will be shattered, even if he withdrew a step, and feels death would be better than defeat, which only goes to show how insane his motivation and drive to be the strongest is. Mihawk acknowledges his ambition and lets Zoro live, but it occurs in an utter defeat for Zoro. Zoro's goal was so near, yet so far off. Zoro, even after facing such an overwhelming defeat, his immediate reaction was that he promises Luffy that he will never be defeated again until he becomes the strongest swordsman in the world. While most people will go into utter despair after facing such an overwhelming defeat, that just goes to show how strong his willpower is. This is one of my favorite dialogue from Zoro.
俺には会わなきゃならねえ男がいるんだ。そいつにもう一度会うまでは俺の命は死神でも取れねえぞ。
タコ足危険兄貴。
三刀流灯籠流し。俺の剣とお前の剣じゃ一本の重みが違うんだよ。
It has one of the most beautifully choreographed fight. The fight occurs in Arlong Arc, right after the fight with Dracul Mihawk, after which Zoro was left half dead. Your swords and my swords carry different weight. Your swords will never carry the weight of being the strongest.
で世界一の剣豪になる男の首と思えば取って不足はねえはずだ。
そんな野心がありながらこの男に代わってお前は死ねるというのか。
そうするほか今一味を救う手立てがねえ。船長一人守れねえでてめえの野心もねえだろ。ルフィは海賊王になる男だ。
This moment shows the true character of Zoro. He put his captain's life ahead of his own goals while also not giving up on his goals, because he believes that if he cannot save his own captain's life, he would not be able to achieve his own goal of being the strongest swordsman. That was the reason he was still alive even after taking all the damage of Luffy, because he doesn't want to give up on his goals. He has defied all the life-death situation so many times because he doesn't want to give up on his ambition. After taking all the damage of Luffy, he just said,
俺生きてんのか。あいつはどこだ。ここで何があった。
何もなかった。
This was one of the best dialogue from Zoro, if not the best. No other anime character can pull off this line. The world went crazy on this line and he just said nothing happened. Even after taking all the damage, he didn't want any glory because he didn't want Luffy to feel bad, which is just like Zoro. He shoulders everything onto him. This moment shows his true loyalty towards Luffy and care for his crewmates. After time skip, the character of Zoro feels much more confident, composed and even more badass. Just look at this dialogue.
魚人島で一番強い剣士を連れてこい。 お前じゃ退屈しのぎにもなりやしね
Before, Zoro knew that he was not the best, but was still striving to be the best in the world. Zoro, after time skip, is starting to believe that he is the best swordsman. I think we will see the best of Zoro in the Wano arc.
お前犯人だろ